Good morning, my Facebook peeps. I don't get the opportunity to do this very often, especially now that I'm caring for my mom for a little bit. But I thought it would be a great opportunity to show you a morning in a household of Alzheimer's. So we got up this morning and we have already spent like 38 minutes getting dressed and getting our hair brushed. Every piece of clothing is a milestone, like getting her jammies off, getting her top on, getting her jeans on, getting her socks on, getting her shoes on. Like everything we have to change out requires a lot of patience. And usually the only way I can get her out of the bathroom and the bedroom is to tell her we're coming to the kitchen, which is where I'm at now, to make coffee. So one of the things I've learned about being an Alzheimer's caregiver is showering for me is optional. Putting on makeup is rare. Just, you know, the things that you think are just part of your normal day are not necessarily part of your normal day because you're not thinking about yourself, you're thinking about somebody else. And coffee is a requirement for me. It is not necessarily a requirement for my mom, although she pretty much thinks it is. But when I make her coffee, I put everything in it that I can in the morning. Same thing with her breakfast. So CoQ10. She gets a good heaping full of CoQ10 and it goes into a mixing bowl. And then curcumin, which is really good. It's really good for the brain. And we just put a spoonful of that. It goes into the bowl, which is why her coffee has that nice golden color. And just so you know, curcumin can stain things. So if you're using it, be really careful with it. Okay, because I don't want to stand and try and fight her to open her mouth and squeeze stuff in her mouth. All of her liquid vitamins, like this is D. I've already given her B12. B. This is another B. That stuff I just squirt right into the mixing bowl because it's okay to go in with the coffee. And she just gets a nice helping of it. This is a CBD oil, and we actually have CBD oil here for her. And it's just a couple of drops. Hi. Are you eating your cantaloupe? Yeah. Yeah. And then I use stevia sweetener. I like to use it because it's liquid. One, it mixes with the coffee well. I can just squirt it in the bowl and she gets a good sweet flavor. MCT oils, really, really good for the brain. So definitely put that in there as well. She gets a teaspoonful of that in there as well. And then coconut oil, which I've already got in the bowl. Hi, Ruthie. My dad's doing great. He's just taken some time off to, just take a break because when you've been doing this, I've only been doing this for 2 weeks and I'm exhausted. So I can't imagine 6 years. Okay, so Ensure. This has got extra protein and my mom is really tiny. She's down to 125 pounds. And I pour that in as her creamer because it gives her the extra protein that she needs, which is really, really important. And then they have one of those great Keurigs, which is awesome. And I just brew coffee for her, and then it gets added into this bowl. And I blend it with my emulsion blender so that she's got a nice cup of coffee. And it's usually a little bit more than 1 cup of coffee, which works for my mom because she guzzles coffee down. You like coffee, huh? Yeah. And then usually she's got her first cup of coffee down before I even get breakfast made or my own cup of coffee done, which I have to get started on her breakfast, because if I don't, she won't eat it by the time the coffee's done. So when I make her breakfast, I try to remember the fact that, you know, she needs to have dark leafy greens. She needs to have lots of veggies, because one of the issues that you have when you have Alzheimer's is that you need your systems to be working right. And if you're eating the wrong foods, you'll get constipated and blocked up. And another reason why you need to have lots of fluids. So in the mornings, what I make for her is I take a piece of Swiss chard, nice dark Swiss chard, and a green onion, and I just dump it in the saucepan. And then I do scrambled eggs with cheddar cheese into it. And that generally tends to be what she eats for breakfast in the morning. Ah, her coffee's done. So, this is everything I was just telling you that's in the bottom. And I'm adding the black coffee. And it's going to take just 1 second. It might be just a little noisy for a second. But then I'm going to emulsion blend it. Okay. And then you get this nice golden creamy coffee, which is awesome because my mom loves it. And I just give her her coffee in the morning. And it's got everything she needs in it. There you go, Mama. There's your coffee. And I really like it because I'm not fighting with her to get her what she needs. And she gets everything she needs at the start of the day as far as all of that goes. And then I still have quite a bit left, so she gets like another half a cup, which is perfect, because once she picks up her coffee cup, she'll drink like half of it down right away, and then I can take it and top it off for her. I try not to give her too much coffee because it can dehydrate. And when you have Alzheimer's and you're not drinking your fluids or not thinking, your body isn't telling you to drink fluids, you can get really dehydrated. And so I keep water within hand's reach of her all day long. Like, I think we literally spend half our time in the bathroom because of it, but it's okay. I would rather be doing that and know she's getting enough water than not enough. And you can really tell in her skin. Her skin, if she's not getting enough water, gets really leathery feeling and papery feeling. And when she is getting all her fluids, her skin is soft again and it's supple. And I mean, it's just things that you can notice and tell about that. So just adding the green onions to her eggs. Do you want to say hi, Mama? Look right here. Can you say hi? Mm-hmm. She's more interested in her coffee than what I'm doing. Okay. So I'm not exactly sure how my dad has done this all this time, because I've really learned some things about being a caregiver, which I thought I understood because I'd been part of all these Alzheimer's support groups. I've been listening to, caregivers for 6 years, talk about their day or their stories or their nightmares, as the case may be. And I thought I really understood it. And even when Dad would come and tell me some things like, how sweet and loving she is in the morning before they get out of bed, that she likes to cuddle and tell you she loves you. And then she'll get out of bed and turn into an angry person. And I've realized that what I wasn't seeing is the rapid change in emotion. So literally from 1 minute to the next, as fast as thought, her emotions can swing. There you go. And I mean, she can go from being happy and excited to crying in a second. And next moment she can be mad at you. And, you know, and she can think I'm her daughter. She can think I'm her sister. She can think I'm her school teacher. She can think she's thought I was her brother. I mean, it doesn't, whatever thought is in her mind at the moment is her reality. And as a caregiver, you have to flow with whatever that thought is. And, you know, it's not insisting I'm her daughter. It's, you know, it's being the school teacher when she thinks you're the school teacher. It's being mama when she thinks you're mama. You know, it's just a wild ride. And, you know, I have such admiration for my dad, because what he has handled and what he has done in 6 years' time, without any of us really understanding the depth of what he was dealing with, it just blows my mind and makes me really emotional. Yeah. Hold on, Mama, because I'm going to move you guys with me. Because, I mean, that takes a lot from somebody to do that day in, day out, 24 hours a day. And I got to tell you, I'm not really getting a lot of sleep because my mom wakes up in the night. And when she wakes up in the middle of the night, she usually has to use the restroom, but there's a good chance she doesn't know where it's at. And she doesn't like the white floor in the bathroom. And my niece, who works with dementia patients, told me that they can't see white, which who knew, right? So, so it scares her, and it makes her feel like she's not safe, on safe footing. So she has to kind of be handheld to go through the bathroom because she doesn't like it. And that can be really a struggle. So you got to get her in there, and then when it's time to go back to bed in the middle of the night, she can't see the bed. I've literally had to keep her from walking into the closets, insisting that the living room was the bedroom. You know, it's really just, it's just a challenge all the way around. And learning how to deal with someone who is very insistent that what they think or see or feel is reality. And like I said before, it's not about us living in their world. Them living in our world. It's about us living in their world. And that is not an easy thing for people to do, because they have to literally suspend their own reality and step into somebody else's crazy, chaotic, mixed up world.
Like me.
Like you? Are you crazy, chaotic, and mixed up? No, you're not. No. Oh, you finished your coffee already?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to have eggs before I make you more, because otherwise you won't eat them. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to jump on and say, like, this is literally, this is a normal morning. And actually, she's been very, very good this morning. Normally, she's wandering all over the house while I'm making coffee and breakfast. And by the time breakfast is ready, I have a pile of towels, napkins, toilet paper, all kinds of things that I have to run and go put away while she's eating, because she's wandered and found them all. But, you know, I can say this. Being a caregiver is a labor of love. And you have to love the person. And you know, quite honestly, whoa, the people who do this for a living, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine going through some of the stuff I've gone through with Mom in the last 2 weeks, and only being paid to do it, because there have been times when I have been to the point where I literally want to fall apart. And I'm so frustrated and I'm so angry. Not necessarily at her, but just at the whole thing. And the thing is that how do people do this when they're just getting paid and not lose sight of the fact that this is a human? And yeah, it's hard. really, really love my dad for doing this for her.
Please.
Here, I'm gonna get you some eggs, okay?
Yeah.
All right, come over here. Where'd you put your fork? Okay, here. All right, come sit down. Here, sit down right here. Come on, over here.
Over here.
Right here, Mama. Come sit down. Yeah, I don't want you to touch the knife. Okay, anyway, sorry. This is the realities of being an Alzheimer's caregiver. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. All right, I gotta go. I've got someone to attend to. I love you guys. Thanks for joining me. And if you know a caregiver, give them some love. They deserve every minute of it.